Okay, can you describe your problem with migraine headaches before you considered acupuncture treatments?
Sure, I was suffering terribly from both tension headaches and migraines. At one point, I ended up tracking my headaches in a migraine journal and found that I was having at least one headache a day and at least one migraine every 2 weeks. It really affected my life in so many different ways. I was involved in a very demanding academic program at the time and missed a number of classes because of the pain and the discomfort. I also became quite isolated because I would spend a number of days in bed because of the pain and missed out on a lot of social activities. So it was really quite a terrible time in my life.
What made you decide to consider trying acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine for your migraines?
There were a number of reasons, actually. I had tried pretty much everything out there already and nothing had seemed to work for me. As well, a number of family members were under the care of a team at a local clinic, and they were getting great benefit out of acupuncture for a variety of different chronic pain conditions. And since it was helping them, I figured I would definitely try it. I'd also read a number of articles on the effectiveness of traditional Chinese medicine and for migraine headaches, and I thought might as well try it.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about what treatment was like and what it felt like and what was the overall experience like?
Sure. The initial consultation was very easy. It was basically just a lot of questions about my past medical history and about the problem that I was currently having. I met with a physiotherapist who checked the state of my neck, my shoulders, my back. And then, of course, I met with the traditional Chinese medicine practitioner who did a number of traditional assessment methods, looked at my tongue, my eyes. It was quite easy. And then the subsequent treatments were very relaxing, to be quite honest. I simply laid on what was like a massage table. My legs and my neck were supported. And the practitioner inserted just very small, thin needles into various parts of my body. For my condition, the needles went into my face, my neck, my arms and hands, legs and feet. And really there was no pain or discomfort whatsoever with the treatment. If anything, the sensation occasionally was like a dull ache in the muscles surrounding the needles, but nothing uncomfortable or unbearable. To be quite honest, the treatment was quiet and relaxing. It was actually a nice time for myself, so I actually looked forward to the treatment.
Oh, great. What does it mean to you to have gotten your migraines under control with this method?
It sounds cliche, but it literally has changed my life. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I was in so much pain and discomfort that I was missing out on school and social activities. So to be able to do what I want when I want, I guess is freedom in my life. Freedom from the pain and the discomfort. It's made such a huge difference, and it's something that's so easy to do and convenient that, I would encourage anyone to try it if they're suffering.
One last question was, we want to get an idea of how long treatments are and what else aside from acupuncture did the treatment entail?
From what I remember, when I initially started going for acupuncture treatments, I was going twice a week until the symptoms were under control, and that was about 2 or 3 months. Now I'm on a maintenance plan, so I go once every few months for like a booster session, and that seems to manage my symptoms quite well. Occasionally, if I do get a migraine, which isn't very often, but you may have one, I can go for a treatment right away, and within an hour I walk out pain-free. So that's basically the duration of the treatment. And the second part of the question?
The second part of the question was, aside from the actual needling or acupuncture, did the treatment entail any education or surrounding perhaps food intake or avoiding different triggers for migraines, etc.?
Absolutely. The traditional Chinese medicine practitioner was absolutely fabulous at not rushing our sessions. He spent a lot of time with me trying to identify patterns in my symptoms and help me to identify trigger foods or trigger situations, things to avoid, and that was incredibly helpful. So there was definitely an education component that really helped. I also had a bit of physiotherapy with mild stretching of my neck and shoulders, as well as, if I can remember, I believe I also engaged in traditional Chinese herbal therapy. So based on the pattern of symptoms that I was having with my headaches, I was basically prescribed some herbal therapies, and they worked excellent as well, and I continue to take those.
Great. Lastly then, for any migraine sufferers out there, are there a few last words you'd like to share with them?
I think I would just, encourage you to give it a try. I mean, a lot of people have anxiety about the fact that there might be, or the fact that there's needles involved, but to be honest, that, really shouldn't factor into your decision to try acupuncture, because it really is not painful in any way. It's such an easy and convenient method to try, and it makes such a huge difference. So I definitely encourage you to do some research. Find a practitioner in your community who knows what they're doing, and give it a try.
Well, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us today.
Thank you.